Hi guys, Scotty here with another DBZ Dokkan battle video for you. In this video we're going to be looking at stage 2 of the Union Master fight. We're going to need to bring 5 fused fighter category units to be able to even enter the fight. And these teams are going to be able to get the job done for you. So I've got the team that I brought in this run up on the left, and I'm going to have a alt team that you can run on the right hand side there for you, just so you can see, and hopefully you've got a bunch of the units, so it shouldn't be too difficult to get this done. This fight does ramp up significantly in difficulty from the previous fight. There are a lot of different mechanics that we're going to go through for each fight, and what we'll do is we'll start off with Tech Boo here. So Tech Majin Buu is not going to be able to be super attack sealed, as well as he is going to have a skill where he recovers HP. Now this can really just drag the fight out a little bit longer. Obviously you can't seal him, so you can't stop him from using that skill. What you can do is you can stun him though, and there are not really a ton of good stunners though in the fused fighters category. There is the Piccolo, Orange Piccolo, but you're not really going to bring him into this fight. There's also there's that Trunks and Kid that free to play, Trunks Kid, sorry, and Goten Kid that free to play tag unit. But again, you might not want to you could bring them in here, but I don't know if it would be worth specifically trading them for another unit to actually, the damage you could be getting from another unit to just have a stunner for this, because really if you've got any of these units on either of these teams, you'll pretty much be out damaging the stage's heal anyway. So we're going to jump on from here to Super Janemba. Okay, so STR Super Janemba is where the mechanics start to ramp up just a little bit. He is going to disable any attack and defense reduction you're going to be throwing at him. You will also be taking damage when you receive certain key spheres, so you'll see a little bomb icon will appear and you'll take damage from that. So now most of the damage, like you'll see me, for instance, sometimes I do grab some of those orbs here, is because with a lot of the GT Heroes units, the heal, because they have a high defense already, the healing that they're going to get from grabbing those orbs is going to pretty much outweigh the damage you would receive. So sometimes it can be worth just going for it and seeing if you're, like the Super Saiyan 4 boys, if you give them a bunch of fire orbs, they will pretty much out heal the damage that it causes. So you can just go for it. Some more weaker units that don't have as much defense will probably still just do too much damage and they won't heal, so it might not be worth it. So just try to be good with your key management here, your orbs. Make sure that you are grabbing the right ones and sort of organizing the board as much as possible. To counter this, you could bring some more orb changes on your team, but there already are a good number of orb changes on these teams and GT Heroes, so you most likely will naturally bring some. Now Janemba is going to start hitting a little bit harder. He will not actually harder than Tech Boo. He's going to do a little bit less damage. It's 1.6 million. So just kind of watch out as well if you brought the physical, this guy right here, the physical Vegito Blue. He can catch a stray super, and he did die in the one run I had this going, but he should be fine. Shouldn't be too bad. The issue might just get unlucky here or there. I think you see here, this is what you want him to do. You do need him to dodge there so that you don't worry about it. And in here you'll see I'll probably grab the tech orbs, and you'll see it shouldn't be that much of an issue. Sometimes it is just worth tanking it to get the extra key, but just watch out and don't go too wild. Okay, so lastly, moving on to the final 2 bosses, it is going to be a 2-phase fight against AGL Broly and then physical full power Broly. So looking at AGL Broly's mechanics here, we're going to see he can't be stunned. He gains a 35% attack and defense buff per turn, up to 100%, and the most irritating part is he is going to be locking your characters, so this can really be a problem. You can just get completely screwed over, and there's not a ton you can really do about it. Remember, you do have items, and I would say if you aren't too worried about no iteming this, again, there's no mission to no item this, maybe just go for it and just pop some items if you're really worried that you're going to die in like slot 1 or something. If a unit gets locked there and you don't really want them to be, you can always pop a Wheeze, or you can Ghost Usher or something like that, and just ensure that you live. If you're going for the no item run, I did do this no item because just to show that it can be done, but really there isn't a mission, so don't stress too much about it. Both of Broly's phases are pretty much going to be a DPS check, because the longer you let him go, the stronger he's going to get. He's already hitting for a base of 2.24 million per super, so an extra 100% on top of that is going to be pretty nasty. And yeah, he'll start hitting pretty hard if you let him get all the way up to his full built up 3-4 turns. You want to kill him sort of in that time. But again, he does have a lot of health. He's got 200 million health, so you are going to just have to do as much damage as you can, but save maybe actives and that. I would say for physical Broly, he is a lot scarier. Okay, so lastly we arrive at physical full power Broly. He is not going to be able to be stunned. You can't super attack seal him either. He is going to be receiving attack plus 40% and defense plus 40% per turn, up to 160%. So when he hits his 4th turn, he is going to be fully built up, and he is going to disable all evasion. So that is an interesting one. Now, right off the bat, you're going to see that I brought the Tech God Boys. Now, I wouldn't highly recommend bringing them into here, because this is a dodge cancelling final boss here, final phase. So their whole thing is doing a lot of dodge, and they've got the guaranteed dodge on their first Blue Boys turn. Then they've got the extra Rainbow Orbs. Extra Rainbow Orbs give them higher chance to dodge, but really they can get so built up with defense and their guard that they can be fine. They've didn't really cost at all. In fact, they actually finished off the run for me at the end when Broly was getting really tough, and they were fine. And you'll see here, they actually fully tank this without an issue. I think it is for double digits. I don't think they took really any. Okay, no, not quite double digits. So it can be a bit scary. Once they transform, though, they should be fine. And maybe just try not to see if you can avoid giving them a super if possible, but it might be worth bringing a different unit. So yeah, dodge is not going to be a good thing to bring for this fight at all. And again, Broly is going to have a lot of health. He's got 400 million health, and he's doing 3.3 million supers, and that is getting bumped up 40% every single turn, up to 160%, so he can get very scary. So this is when you're going to want to be transforming your Super Saiyan 4s, you're going to want to be transforming the Blue Boys, you're going to want AGL Gogeta to be popping his active and doing as much damage as possible. So yeah, it is a bit of a scary end phase, but it really is doable. It's not too impossible. Like I said earlier, support items are going to make a very big difference here. If you are a purist going for a no item run, I'm sure that, yeah, it's fine. Absolutely go for it. That's what I did here. But if you're not too stressed about that, really nothing wrong with popping some items, making sure you survive this final phase. It is, if you don't have the units for it, you're definitely going to need to use items. So don't ever feel bad about that, no matter what anyone else says. Just go for it. But yeah, that is pretty much all I have for you. Now, a couple of things that can help you is just remember that the Super Saiyan 4s, the Blue Boys, and that they, on their 24 keys, they do have attack cancelling. So if you have just transformed Super Saiyan 4 and you can see with the scouter where the super's coming, you just remember that if you get them enough orbs in that, you can actually use that to cancel out Broly's super attack. Obviously, if you've got a ton of attacks coming at you, it's random which one you're going to cancel out, so it might not be the super, and then that's just going to be too bad. So remember that. You get the 24 key, you will get the attack cancelling, as well as just remember that the Super Saiyan 4's boys here, they can, when they've transformed into Gogeta, they can fully nullify and counter Broly. So it doesn't matter about dodging, they will be able to nullify and counter the super. So you really, once you transform, you want to start slapping him in slot 1. It does seem like Broly likes to, it's not guaranteed in slot 1, but it did feel like he supered in slot 1 more. And then once you transform, you do get that scouter, so it does help. Once you get Big Boy Gogeta out, I would say if you have AGL Gogeta, this is when you pop everything and you just let the 2 Gogetas go absolutely insane on this turn. And then I think we finish it up in the next turn with the Tech God Boys. Their transformation, their active, all of that finishes everything out. One last thing I'll just say as well, just to round this out, is attack and defense lowering is entirely possible with this boss as well, so don't discount that. If you do want to specifically bring attack and defense lowering units, but just remember that it is never going to outpace that attack and defense plus 40%, so that will pretty much rule the fight at the end of the day, so just be careful of that as well. It might not be great to build your entire team around that. But yeah, that is all I have for you. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.